Good rising, good rising, good rising, everyone. Welcome to another episode of LANCESCURV Lily Fire collaboration.
Greetings. Yes.
That's right. We're doing a little surprise attack this morning.
I hope y'all are doing well. We are here. We are up early.
Didn't even wake up all the way yet.
Stretching.
Got about the bed with a thought in our head.
I just hope y'all are doing well wherever you are, brothers and sisters out there today. Yes. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. The sun is up, going in and out. Seems like we want to get some rain. It's a little
Hopefully
humid.
not. We can get a little walk and talk in there.
No, but it's a beautiful.
But I mean, I want the rain.
It's a beautiful new day.
Yeah.
A beautiful new day. So we give thanks. Yes.
We're here right now because we just woke up. It wasn't too long ago. Ate on a couple pineapple to cleanse our palate and our intestines and everything. Good thing to wake up to, especially when it's untouched by human hands and other hands, right? And non-GMO. And we woke up and the sleep was so deep. It was really so deep and refreshing. And so we got up and then we started talking about various things and we got around to a good point. And I love to do content, but I don't force it on anybody. Like, Miss Scurv, you got to do this every single day. So she said, you know what? We need to talk about this topic. I said, okay, you want me to get the recorder? She said, no, let's go into where you have your equipment. I said, you know what? Let's do it even better. Let's do it live. She says, okay. So I whipped up this little banner, threw it up. So you are here with us live. This is not a recording. It will be up as a video after it's done, but this is live and we're interactive and we got to do this more, especially on Sunday mornings or whatnot. Just want to say much love to you, Tracy Robinson and Raw Reality.
Tracy. Oh.
Yes, Tracy Robinson.
Yes, greetings to you all, brothers and sisters who in the chat. Welcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we know that over here in Accra, it's 9:55 a.m. And we know over there it's in 5:55 a.m. And so there's not going to be a lot of people really, unless they, folks going to sleep in the bed.
A lot of people sleeping. Some people just get home from partying all night.
Exactly.
On Saturday night.
Exactly. So we understand that, but it's nice to wake up
or hanging out all night with their family talking. Sometimes you're up and you just want to talk, you don't feel sleepy and everybody just sit around talking. Maybe for me, it's tea because I love tea. So I'll stay up and drink tea together and
turn me out on tea.
Tea and crackers, different things, little snack, nothing that is bad for you, all the good things,
Mm-hmm.
So
that's good. Yeah. Like, back in Orlando, there was a guy in the corner. He said, hey, man, I got that good weed, man. I got that good weed. I said, what? Come on, man. You smoke? I said, no, I don't. He says, you don't smoke? I said, no, I'm into a different kind of leaf. Tea leaves. My wife turned me out on that. So, yeah. And when I do it, I go overboard. Like, I may not do it for a couple of days. When I have the urge to drink tea, man, she doesn't know it, but I'll slam 5, 6, 7, 8 cups. And I'm up all night going to the restroom. But anyway, too much information.
But tea is good for you.
No, it is good for you.
Especially when you're doing the real thing.
Yeah.
Like right now, I have soursop leaf drying, and I have some cinnamon leaves on there. So I'm drying them out, and I'm just gonna grind them.
Mm-hmm.
I have a nice bag that I bought on Amazon when I was with Sister Corrine before she passed away.
Much love.
She had
rest your soul.
Yes. I bought this bag. She had this bag where she dried the leaves on, and she told me she got it on Amazon. So I got one, and that's what I've been drying out the leaves in because the hair get through.
And since you brought her name up, we have to say that we walk with her every day.
Yes, every day. She
and
beautiful.
Yeah, you have to give a testimony to her because she's phenomenal.
I'm telling you, a sister that is a true sisterhood. She is that. She's amazing. She was an amazing sister.
Peaches 360, welcome.
Yeah, and I have to say, you know, our spirit lives on, lives within me every day. I see her face every day, and I love to remember a person the way they were. Even my dad, when he passed away, when I was away last year, I don't like to view bodies. I like to remember the person the way when they were alive and happy and laughing and all the fun we have to get. Whether it's a sad day, you know, whatever day it is, I love. But I enjoy that because I hear her laughs in my head. I hear it every day. I see her face. When I say beautiful sister, and I think sisterhood is very important for us because, man, when we join hands together and we do things in love, not the foolishness, not the gossip behind each other backs and all that stuff. The good, true sisterhood, where you can trust each other. You can, if you're going through something, you can sit down and talk about it. That's the sister I'm talking about, Sister Corrine. Beautiful. When I say such a beautiful sister inside and out, I am telling you, amazing, amazing, amazing. Gone too soon. Our spirit lives on. It lives on in me, and I know her family are beautiful kids and our wonderful husband. Yes. I'm telling you, amazing sister. And that's how I think we should live. We should really look deep in ourselves, you know, to see what's going on and really find herself at this time and moment. You are, whether you're sitting down or laying down in bed right now, listening to this video, whether it's you're listening to it live or later on when it put up as a video, just look deep within your soul. Look really deep and look where you went wrong, what you're doing wrong, and what you need to do to improve your life. So we as a people, we can really, like, especially we as sisters, I'm not saying the brothers too, but we as sisters, we need to be strong for each other. We need to stand up. We need to be a nanny. We need to be, what's that lady name there? Rosa Parks?
You mean the one who refused to sit in the back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rosa Parks.
Yes. We need to be like these ancestors that passed and gone long time ago. We need to be that. We need to stand strong for them. We need our spirit to live on when we leave this plane. So wherever you are today, brothers and sisters, look deep within yourself and see what you can do to correct things and make it right and set some good example for our children, our grandchildren, and our great grandchildren. You know, I just want to, you know, just put some love in there and send you some love and just big up Sister Corrine family this morning and let them know, you know, we still think about her. Her spirit lives within me every day, and she was precious. She's amazing sister. Yes.
And just what a wife should be,
man.
And you're the same way, but I'm just going to give her props because
of course
I grew up with her husband, and I love him very much, and I love her very much, and he's
amazing husband.
Oh yeah, amazing. Organized and
amazing father,
even tempered. You know, no ups and downs, no swings, mood swings here and there, just steady. And she's the same way, but the way she ran her home, as it still runs now, you know, even though she's transitioned, everything's so highly organized, even getting down to doing some of the construction herself with her husband, and had a knowledge of where everything was and that closet that she had.
It's amazing. You know, when we talk,
closer, sweetheart, to the mic so I can hear you better. Yeah, go ahead.
When we talked, you know, and when I was at her home visiting, and we spent a little time with them there. It was amazing. We did things together. And the way she talked about, you know, when they were building, and she said, if these guys take up one block, I take up two building block, you know. And boy, I'm telling you, she really was she really driven, you know. Whatever she do, she put everything. She put 110% in whatever she does. And I'm telling you, she really inspired me as a sister, and I really appreciate the way she embraced me, and I'm telling you, amazing, just amazing.
Right, and because, you know, the impression she made in the few times you had a chance to connect.
Yeah.
And it went deep. And then you could know some people your whole life and they don't leave such an impression on you.
I'm telling you, it went from my head to my toe, back from my big toe up to my head. That's how this sister was. And I tell you.
But I tell you, it made me happy to see the effect that she had on you. You know, I saw it. You didn't see it. And later on, I'll maybe play some videos or something to show I find it. But nevertheless, I'm stuttering because my mind is racing. I could see the magnetism. I could see the charge that she put into you. And, you know, she gave you through her presence a lot of things that you needed. And it made me feel happy to see that. Because not everybody you can open up to like that or just feel that certain way from. And the way she embraced you, she really embraced you. And like I said, I'm glad to see that, but I'm just so saddened. You know, God has his plans and we don't know. And this life is really brief. And we know that there's order in the system, no matter what you claim to be your spirituality. But just at the end of the day, everything's going to be all right. You know what I mean? As humans on this earth in this short time that we're here, you know, like I was on the Trocho yesterday talking to the man, right? Mm-hmm. And I've always said this, right? We cry as a human when we know we're not going to see that person again on this level, but their energy is somewhere. And just think of all the other people that have transitioned that are there, wherever there is. And we're one day going to go there. And I know it's dependent on how we navigate on this plane, because there's nobody that's going to live a hellish life and go to a good place. They got some work to do, right? But think of it this way. Where did we come from before we got here? We came into this world crying. I don't know if we know what we came from, but we knew we were crying because we were somewhere different, right? And now that we've mastered this life in such a short period of time, we crawl, we walk, we learn how to wash ourselves, to cook for ourselves, to travel around. Now we don't want to let this go. Lots of times, you know, we talk tough, but it's like, who wants to say, I'm looking forward to dying or transitioning? But the process happens again. And we leave out sometimes saddened if we know we're going to leave, unless it's some sudden situation. But when we get there to that next level, we may go in crying, but guess what? We'll master that too. This is a test. And we meet people along the way that we love and we learn from and leave an impression on. And hopefully we can get a little better than what we were the day before incrementally. And so when you have people around you who you cherish, who you love, you have to always let them know that. Always. But somewhere, wherever they are, they know that you love them. Like my parents, they've transitioned. And wherever they are, I know they love me. And I'm not going to say, oh, we're going to meet up in a place that looks like Earth and have the same clothes and the same body. I don't know. But I know their energy wherever they are. We are energy beings. And we don't need to take up this stuff that they teach us here to take us away from our true African spirituality. That you can change laws in a church. Well, it's not okay to be this way at one point, but now it's okay to, you know, flex the rainbow. It's okay to do this. It's so compromising. If we just submit to the order of the world, you know, the nature's world, not the man-made world, we'll be all right. Nature's the greatest teacher. I didn't intend to say all of that.
It's a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful thing.
It's the most apparent manifestation of that creator.
Yes.
I say creator, you might call it something else.
Yes.
But we ain't really running nothing. We came into this thing and we ain't changing nothing. But it all depends on what system you honor. And so for me, yeah, I was born and raised in New York City and seen it just about damn near everything. But I love nature and the peace that it brings and the alignment that it brings into my psyche and into my being. That's why I'm stronger where I am. Even though in the man system here in the motherland, there's corruption, but there's a little less that will touch me because I know how to live. Anyway, I didn't come over here to preach this Sunday morning. And I'm going to say that Pastor Lance. I ain't gonna do all that.
Oh, gee.
But yeah,
and you better bring the pocketbook down here. I wouldn't say this, when my sister used to say, or Reverend Ike used to say, you see this gator?
Yeah, exactly.
You see this gator that I'm wearing?
It didn't come cheap, right?
So stupid.
This is Reverend Ike Raincoater. As a kid, right there.
Oh, wow.
There's a kid right there in Manhattan.
Wow.
His radio station. As a kid, I remember hearing him live on the radio. And then he would have these tent sessions that he was very popular. Had his hair slicked back, driving slick cars, and that was like the prototype. And he had no shame with it. And people loved him.
He was just clowning.
Yeah. And it was like that until the day he left this earth.
Oh, wow.
But that was a prototype. You know what I mean? It was amazing to me. Then they had to drop some history for anybody who knows.
Honestly, I never know nothing about him. I just hear my sister was talking and she cracks me up with the way she was saying it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen him like just driving by or something 2 or 3 times. That's right in Manhattan. That's right in New York City. You know, I'm born in 63. So 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, you see these characters, but he faded off somehow. But the other one that was, I would say that he was a little more authentic, and it was a white man.
Oh, yeah.
And right there, and it will carry on. I just want to drop this little nugget because, you know, when it comes to little historic nuggets that maybe you don't see it on the internet, but you know it. Right. We have to talk about it because
sometimes some people don't know nothing about it.
Or they know about it.
And then they go and let me research. Let me get on. Go Google this and, you know, find it. And then you see a whole different, you know, like. It's just
or they remember it.
So who was this white one?
Yeah, or they remember it, but nobody brought it up. Right over 145th Street in Manhattan, right? As far east as you can go. Black neighborhood, everything. You crossed over this little bridge going into the Bronx. Yankee Stadium was there. The Major Deegan Expressway was right there. But when you cross from 145th in Manhattan, it becomes 149th in the Bronx. Just right there. It's close. Not like a long bridge. You can walk over it in a short time. But the Major Deegan Expressway went over that part, and there's a little bit of water between. That's bridge. But there's this big dirt field, and it was just a few warehouses, but it was this big open dirt field. And every year they had this tent. I think what they called it the world's largest tent. It was huge. And R.W. Schambach, Reverend Schambach, if I'm saying it right, Schambach or Schambach, Schambach, I think. There may be another letter in there, but Schambach, Reverend Schambach. Even if you spell it wrong, you'll get it. Matter of fact, when we move on and you're talking, I'm going to see if I can research it. This is just to say nothing. I'm not promoting anything. I'm just bringing up a memory because it was a curiosity. And right there, there was some, you know, for what church was supposed to be. I mean, I'm not promoting this white man. I'm just going to tell you like it is. This dude was as close to the real thing as you'd ever want to see if you went that way, as opposed to these clowns, because there was no flash with this guy, you know. And I remember going with some friends, and even my mother brought me there, whatever. My father came because she was there. You know, you parking spots, they had a lot because it was warehouse area. You just park where you can park. And I remember I went up in the prayer line and he hit me in the head and everything like that. And like I said, I didn't feel anything, but I felt a sincerity from him because you never saw the lavish cravings and I need this and we got to get that. He was like an older vaudeville act. It wasn't a clown thing, but it was just one of them old fashioned, you know, we're going to praise the Lord tonight. So, and it was nothing bad on his name ever came up. Nothing bad in his name. I just have to say that. But the tent, the Major Deegan Expressway, you know, 149th right there in the Bronx under the Major Deegan Expressway back in the early 70s. I don't know how long before he was doing it, but I know in the early 70s we'd be there. And then when he'd take the tent away and it was all over, it's just a big open field. And there'd be a few derelicts under the Major Deegan Expressway. And it's just a memory because me and my father, we'd come from Manhattan after I go to a job with him and we come out of there late. And I go, oh, Daddy, get me some KFC, get me some KFC. But they call it Kentucky Fried Chicken then. And we'd park under there sometime and he'd get an extra bucket of chicken and hand it out to the guys that were there. Because we knew pretty much who was there. Big thing of drink, big dessert. And they're out there with the big barrels, the metal barrels burning the fire in the wintertime. And my father he would never pass there. Almost every time he'd work, he'd say, our creator, because he wasn't into the church thing. He was raised that way, as a Jamaican, right? But he said, the creator gave me the ability to work in my own business. And this is my way of tithing. I'm not giving it to some, from back then. And so he would spend money. And it was a lot cheaper back then, but proportionate, he spent a lot of money. And it wasn't just KFC. In our daily, when we go out to Manhattan and doing these jobs and stuff, remember, that exposed me to the real Harlem, to the real Washington Heights from 6, 7, 8 years old. And I saw these things. And he'd buy up some stuff because we're going to pass by there later on and we're going to go and feed these people. And he didn't claim anything. He didn't want no notoriety. It's just what he did. Because one of the guys knew me. They all knew me. But he'd come home sometime if I didn't go with him and say, oh, your friend under there, he said hello. You know what I mean? And it's so funny because after my father passed away, I went down, and that's years afterward. And it's different down there, but there was a guy down there that I said, I remember his face. And he was still down there after all that time. So anyway, I'll get back on point because I know I'm rambling. I haven't even checked the chat room as of yet. Yes. Yeah, raw reality. Reverend Ike was a progenitor for T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, and Eddie Long. You so right. Oh, so you remember Schambach. Yeah, and you got the spelling right. I messed it up. I didn't put the C in there. You know what I mean? Cut your volume down in that phone a little bit, sweetheart. Yeah. So let's get into it. Because this is what we woke up speaking about. And I think it's important that we kind of clarify when we say Black people reject their own culture while others embrace and exploit it. Number one, we don't mean all Black people. Right? Some people are going to have a problem with me saying Black people, but that's the popular term that we're using now. And we know we some of you, but in Black's Law Dictionary, and you can't say Black, and we're Aboriginal, and we're this, and we're Hebrew Israelites. And I'm not getting into that fight, y'all. You know what I'm talking about, right? So we're not saying everyone rejects our culture. But I would say the majority of us, whether it's 51% or 99%, has a bias against their culture. They're hesitant to embrace their culture because, especially from back in the day, we were ridiculed if we ever thought about connecting with Africa. I know as a young child in school, the other ignorant kids, I don't want to go out there, no mud huts and African booty scratcher. And they taught us in school indirectly to not even seek out or have a curiosity about who we are because everything started from slavery from when they taught us. It's like we were basically taught that we were slaves. And from that point on, this is our history, that anything before that didn't exist. And we know that was hidden. They didn't teach us that 99.99% of what they invented, what they have, everything comes from us. So it was an invert way of shaming us. Because they would talk about the Italian explorers and European explorers and these other people, the Greeks and the philosophers and all of this that came from us, but they took it and they told us in a way where we just had nothing. It pained us when it came time to talk about slavery because the white boys, some who were, you would call now Latino, who didn't want to understand that they got some African blood in them also, they'd make their little remarks. And the teachers would, with a smirk, sometimes correct them with a smirk because they were laughing too. A lot of these Jewish women, female teachers that I had, Miss Finkelstein, Miss Rubinow, Miss Drew Shell, okay? I can go on and on and on. Miss Chrisman, all of them. They taught this narrative because that was ordained by the school system because those who ran it, the same ones that Kanye West had an issue with, those who ran it did not want us to know who we were and to have that pride. Yet and still, every time they had a holiday, those people, right? I don't care if it was once a week. What are we out of school for? Oh, it's this, ish holiday. And when we said to ourselves back then, we're going to have a day for ourselves as elementary school kids who are aware, we said this, and I'm not lying. Maybe it happened in other states, but I know it was in New York. It's like, listen, we're going to have a Black Solidarity Day. Unofficial. We said the kids got together, and I don't know whether overall we chose the date, but this is Black Solidarity Day. And you know what? Those teachers wanted to mark you bad and absent. You didn't come to school. They didn't want to say, okay, you know what? And it wasn't official as far as the paperwork and the administration and going, no, but kind of turn your head to some certain things. But you can have 5 and 10 and 15, 20, 25 Hewish. I'll say Hewish. I don't want to get busted out here. Holidays, and we can't say a damn thing. And that was because their practices were over anything that we could have. And I just want to say this other thing. Those teachers were put into place to look over the horizon of all the students who were there, to find the brightest and smartest and chop them down and discourage them, to have a worker mentality, to have a subservient mentality, to have a mentality that would fit into their system to serve their goods and to serve their purpose. But if you were an independent thinker, yes, from then you can tell. We all know that child was, man, that child's gonna be smart when he get older. Just the same way. That bad kid over there, yeah, you jail waiting on him. I don't know if that boy over there gonna ever have a girlfriend the way he walking light in the loafers. You see what I mean? We can see things in children from young. And I'm convinced it was their job to smash down. And just like Malcolm X said, they don't want you to be a lawyer. They don't want you to be a doctor. They don't want you to be a thinker in your community. And there's nothing wrong with being a carpenter or a laborer or somebody who's a farmer, right? Because we need fruits and vegetables. We need our homes built. But they don't mind that. But they don't want you to be a thinker. And they don't want you to connect with who you are. And so now black people, I'll say black people, like, again, don't come up in the comment section with that foolishness. I'm not here to battle anybody. I want to look beyond that. But black people are the most divided people on the face of this earth. Divided. You get 10 black people in a room, and most of them will identify with something other than what the other ones are identifying with. Well, I'm part of the Anglican church out of Jamaica, and I'm an Episcopalian, Anglican, whatever. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I'm a Democrat. I'm an independent, but I'm a Republican. I lean toward those ways. I'm part of the LGBT group. I don't care what you say. I'm educated. You stupid. You don't have it. Oh, this is part of my sorority. This is part of my group that I'm in that's secretive. That's all I'll say. But yet and still, when the enemy pulls his gun out to shoot our children, he doesn't stop and say, excuse me, little boy, what kind of household do you come from? Oh, okay. You say you're indigenous. We'll just let you pass by. No, any nigga will do, because the agenda is against us all, to wipe us off the face of the planet. They don't need us anymore to build anything for them. They get others to do the same thing. But yet and still, we still cling on to what they've recreated and morphed into what they call a black culture, with the hijacked rap, with anything that deals with us. It has to be sauteed and simmered in decadence to bring us down, to bring our mindset down, so we identify with being an Instagram model or a thugged out whatever, or an emasculated black man. Everything that they throw to us or steer us to with this mind controlled social media and entertainment is to make us think lowly of ourselves, like that's all we can do, so that when they see us brilliant and smart and doing something with the brilliance, they don't post those things too much in social media, and they kind of shadow ban that stuff because we can't show a 12-year-old girl who's getting ready to go to college. We can't show a 9-year-old boy who has invented something in the motherland that is beyond what the world thinks is beyond their capabilities. We can't do that. So they have to strike at us that way. And at the same time, because we were brought up to think of African anything as being bad, we reject it. And so now we have grown folks that when you speak about anything African, oh, I ain't got nothing to do with that place with those mud huts. I ain't got nothing to do over there with the hungry kids with the big bellies and the flies flying around them. Because the white folks went over there with cameras, you see? They didn't have cell phones back then. They went over there and went to 5-star hotels, ate real good off of your donation money for the hungry black kids that they say are over there, went over there and found the most hungriest ones because in that particular country, they may have been tribal warfare where the resources weren't utilized, but the governments come in and give both sides the weaponry of war, and you killing yourself. There's no way in hell, as rich as the soil is here, for anybody to be hungry. As a matter of fact, I heard that you can take every person on the face of the earth and put them on the continent of Africa, and they'd have so much room, they probably wouldn't even see their neighbor. They make the map smaller. They tell you everything bad about it. But more and more, yesterday we were at the red light. We see some in a nice SUV driving. We went to the supermarket and see a whole bunch of them inside living it up. But we say we don't want nothing to do with Africa, but we're happy on our jobs, getting paid less than what we should be getting paid. We're happy on our jobs being micromanaged by somebody who hates you because you have more talent and they have to come to you for a solution to the problem on the job. See, they love knowing that you're going to stay in a place where there's so much shootings and so much overdose and so much twisted decadence and homelessness, and people are beginning to be hopeless to the point where, okay, this is going to be my life and I accept it. You should wake up every single day with enthusiasm beyond bounds after a good sleep, not the mental indoctrination they put on you, and your children get it too. The children are sucking up social media, and they may behave for you the way you want and put that tone in their voice like they're just so sweet, but they outside raising hell because the foundation has been put down. This next generation coming up, I'm not hopeless, but we need to address it and not ignore it. And we need to expand ourselves and see ourselves on a global level. And if we think of a global level, we are people all over the planet. The whole planet is ours. The whole planet is Africa. But find some connection here. I'm not going to say it's easy in the transition when you're used to being around this American thing. But when you think of making a move, even if you don't want to move, it's okay. But have a connection to something beyond that narrow little dot on the map called America. Because it's a big world out here. And it sure feels good to recalibrate yourself somewhere where you don't have as much stress. See? So we reject it, most of us, but others embrace it and exploit it. What do I mean by that? Mr. SCURV, I know you're a little tired, but, and I know I'm running my mouth, but others embrace it. And what stoked this conversation, I'm going to have you come on in now. There's a place called Bronze Kingdom in Orlando, Florida. And they were over and located by the Fashion Square Mall on Colonial Drive, Route 50, right?
East Colonial.
Oh, East, yeah, not West Colonial, but Colonial. Yeah, East Colonial. Yeah, because anything east of I-4 is east. But it wasn't like so far east. It was just a little bit over.
Yeah, but we woke up this morning and we were talking about art. And as you can see on the banner, I was saying to Brother Lance, you see my complexion matches the art,
That's why I had to highlight you to separate, because it will look like you were one of the masters.
Yes, but I don't don't care.
Well, that's
I
a
love
good
it.
thing.
I love it. I love my complexion, and even if it's darker, I love it more because I don't believe in bleaching and doing all this mess to your skin, messing up your
Bleaching and
organs and
preaching.
all them stuff, you know, because it's so sad that we have to do that to look like somebody else that we are not. But when I think about the Brands Kingdom, you know, because I was talking to Lance and said, I wonder if they moved to International Drive, because I know that they were supposed to move to International Drive. I mean, when you go into that place, man, I want to just sleep in there. It was so beautiful with all kind of art from all different countries. In every piece there, different country.
Remember, I interviewed the owner.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
let me see if I can pull that video up.
It was amazing to go into that place and see the art. So I was just laying down, and you know, when you wake up in the morning, you know, you rest and you get up, and I just, my mind is right there. And I'm glad that it's good things, not bad things, but it's good things, you know, and thinking about that. And when we went to a Bree up there by the heart center that they have in a Bree right there, we went there and interviewed the lady that is in there. And saying this to say that I said to Brother Lance, you know, I wonder if they moved to International Drive. So he pulled it up and he see that they were in iDrive. He pulled it up. I was saying to him that this man knows what he's doing. He moves to iDrive because where he was at Fashion Square Mall wasn't getting a lot of traffic. I mean, people go there, but not as much, because Fashion Square Mall is not as busy at it. When I know Fashion Square Mall to be Fashion Square Mall, when you have all the stores in there, like Sears, if y'all remember Sears, and they have the what you call it, the auto, the mechanic place there, the tire shop and all that. Sears have one of those there where you can go in and do your tires. And I think they had a whole change place, because they even had one at the West Oaks Mall, but those are all closed down. So, you know, those places was used to busy. Even Oaks Mall, when they just opened, they have all these stores in there. So everybody, you couldn't even find parking there at the Oaks Mall or even Fashion Square. Busy. Even on the holidays, it was really busy. So they don't have that much traffic there anymore at the Fashion Square. If it was then, it would be booming. I'm telling you. But I was saying to Brother Lance, he making a wise decision moving to International Drive, because it's a lot of tourists there, And I brought up and said, the other people, then like white people, they more appreciate our heart more than us as a people. And I know that's true, because even in Jamaica, you know.
Let me just say, you went to say the accent kicked in, and it sounded like you said heart. You meant to say art. I'm just correcting that.
They know what I mean.
I know what I mean.
They know exactly. Trust me, these people on the show, they know what I mean. They understand. They know what I mean. So,
I'm also going to show one of the tours while we talk of Brown's Kingdom.
So, you know, what I really want to say to you as a people, our brothers and sisters out there, we need to appreciate our brothers and sisters that are take the time out, you know, to do these work. Our people are so talented that even when I was growing up as a child, you know, in Jamaica, even the gold, I don't know, maybe people call it other names or so, but the goldy gold, they pick the gold and they cut it. And they cut it so nice and make carving on the outside of the gold. And nice carving on the outside of the gold. And you clean it and wash it out properly, and you can eat out of it. It's amazing to see what our people do. The slingshot that you use to catch the birds and stuff, they carve it out of the wood. Our people are amazing. The things that we come up with, I'm telling you, we are amazing people, brothers and sisters. We are amazing. We need to cut the bull crap stuff, what we're going on with whoever doing it, because a lot of us doing good things and our mind is in the right place. I am telling you, it's amazing. When you look on the art, the things that our people doing on this continent in Jamaica. And I was, you know, I brought up to Lance, you know, I have a sister that buy a lot of the art Nigeria and Ghana, because you know, even though we are from Jamaica, it's very, very expensive in Jamaica with the heart and stuff like that. And we want to support our people there also, but I think sometimes they overprice the thing, and I know they put everything into it, and I don't know if I should say overprice it, but it's very, very expensive, and I know they put a lot of work into it. But when you see the handiwork, you know, the work that our people are doing, you know, it's just amazing how talented we are. And a lot of us don't even know it. And sometimes some of us even who do these work kind of put on ourselves like, you know, I didn't think it was, you know, amazing. Like, but it's damn amazing what our people do. And I'm telling you, you see these people, that's why I'm saying that international drive where he moved this place to, he gonna get a lot of traffic there, and these white people gonna scrape up these things.
Let me just say that this is the old location that you're looking at by the Fashion Square Mall on East Colonial Drive, and this also shows we've been about it and doing the damn thing for years. Yes, see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that's why we're shadow banned.
Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, it's just amazing that our people don't support. And you see all this, and you see how my hair was short, and you know, in there when I was growing my hair, I can see. You see, Lance? Yes. But it's amazing, you know, that when you look at the kind of heart, look what our people, look what their hands have done, and these things are from out of Africa. All these countries, he got a lot of things from all these different countries in Africa. There's every country there. In that place, there's a piece from everywhere on the continent, because we had an interview with him, the gentleman that owned the place. And it's amazing, brothers and sisters. And as I say, now he's on international drive. And even here in Ghana, where we at, and you see these guys doing all these work, the carving, that, you know, the work, look at the chairs. And we see all some of these in the art center in Abri, the different chairs, and what they have meaning behind all these things that you see. Is a meaning behind all of it. And
it reflects our history.
Yes.
Just want to give a shout out to Brother Trey.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to contact him. He's going to help me with some of my artwork and selling it over in America.
But it's just amazing, brothers and sisters, and it brings chills to my body when I see these. And I was even telling Brother Lance, I want the mask and an old wall, a lot of them, because I love to see them. Beautiful artwork. I love to see our brothers and sisters. I'd like to see our pretty skin on their heart, you know, in their home. And even when we do photos in our home, sometimes we do change some of them in black and white, because that's, man, the black, it's so beautiful when we put our skin black against the white paper on the wall. It's a beautiful thing. We are beautiful people. We are an amazing people. And the kind of work that we do, our hands, everything that we put to hands, we can do it. We lay down in our bed and we think, you know what, tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up and do this. Like me, I'm the type of person, I used to be at work in the evenings, because I used to work the second shift, you know, 3 to 11:30. And I'm telling you, and you know, it's kind of a little advantage to being the night manager, and you have time to, you know, research things and do things. And I'm thinking about my garden and what I'm going to do. And the other thing, what I think about all the time, you know what, if I put this and this together, it will make a perfect meal. And I said, okay, tomorrow, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop at the store. I'm going to buy this, and I'm going to come home and I'm going to whip this up. And I said, oh, wow, you know, and that's why I always even tell people that, you know, some of us eat meat, some of us don't eat meat. And I used to eat meat, and not for me, when, you know, I know it's a different thing, but I'm just mixing everything into it to flow,
let it all out.
But, you know, growing up in Jamaica and in the country, it's not like you have this wealth of money, but, you know, life was good. And now you know that life was amazing and you were enjoying life, you know, and you can't buy no meat every day. You're not going to eat chicken every day. You're not going to eat beef or fish or whatever. But we were eating a lot of good vegetables and different things. And we didn't know how blessed we were to have all this. And for me now, like, you know, in the US, and we stopped in 2012, September 2012, when we came back from Miami. I'll never forget. And we get off the highway, and we head on Iwasi, coming up Turkey Lake, Iwasi, and we're driving. So we're going to stop at Publix. Don't forget the Publix right there on Iwasi there on your right hand side when we're coming up. Right. And we said, okay, what we're going to cook tonight, because we've been traveling. We went to Atlanta, then went to New York, and then we went to Miami. Yeah, that was a heck of a year. Yes, we went to Miami. And then so when we were coming back, we take a little vacation time off. So I said, you know what? I'm going to stop and just buy some chicken and cook some brown stew chicken tonight. And we were in the car talking, and Brother Lance said, I'm going to stop. This is the last of it. So I think I bought like 3 packs of chicken, and I go home and I clean up, because I like to, you know, clean off all the skin, the fats and everything, and wash it with vinegar and lime and all that stuff. And, you know, cut it up and season it properly and let it sit for a little while before I cook it. And that was it for us. But when we started, when we started eating, stop eating that, and I said, you know what? The same way you can season the meat and let it taste good, you can season the vegetables and let it taste nice. So I started doing different vegetables, and, you know, my mushrooms, my everything, my sweet peppers, and all the different good stuff together. And man, when you season it up and cook the bananas and the dumplings and all that stuff, it tasted real good. I mean, tasted real good and amazing when you season up stuff. Because if you have meat and you just do it plain, it's not gonna taste good. That was when you season it. But I'm gonna get back. But just want to put this in for you guys. You know, just want to sweet it up. You know, just mix it in and sweet it up for y'all, so y'all can, you know, just enjoy yourself with us. You know, but you know, coming back to the heart work and stuff, and looking at it and see how amazing we are as a people, and anything we put our hands to, whether it's building a home, whether, you know, from start to finish, you know, we are good at what we do. Anything we put our hands on, we put everything into it and say, this is what I want to do. This is how we're going to do it. And yes, it's a really spiritual connection right there when we're doing it, you know, and it works together, just like, you know, me doing the garden. And I said, you know, I want some stones. I'm going to go to Lowe's or Home Depot when I was there in Florida, and I'm going to buy all the stones. And I did that before. And we, you know, this is the way I want the garden, because I'm at work and I'm thinking about it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to fix this way and all that stuff. You know, that's how I'm going to do it. And it's just like that with the guys and that doing these art. You know, they probably sit down and they, you know, just relaxing the brain. And I say, wait a minute. I go cut the piece of wood there. I go carve this out. You know, I go do this. At the first, I go do it, you know, but I go try it, because I see a brother down there do it. And if he can do it, me can do it too. And then you just start doing it. And that's, you know, you look at it and you say, me see some stuff we're in there, we're not really perfect the way I want it, you know, but I go try a next one again, you know, and then you try a next one again and you say, what, this one come out better than the other one, and then you keep trying, and you know, every time you do a next one, it come out better than ever. And you say, me see the brother down the street, you know, I go carve out the brother the face just like that, you know, and start doing these things. It's amazing what we can do, you know, brothers and sisters. It's amazing. We are amazing people. We are dangerous people. You have to know that, brothers and sisters. In whatever we do, we put our hands together and our brain, and it's going all over the place. And I don't know how you feel, but you know, when you're doing these things, the more you do it, the more you want to do it. I guess I never do drugs, but I guess like when people do drugs and they high on it, it's like when I'm doing something, I get high. Like when I'm in the yard and I'm doing my work, I get high. I mean high. When you talk about high and people on drugs, it's me that with my gardening or my cooking or, you know, this, I'm just into that, because I was just into the cooking because the way I grew up and I used to see my mother cook. And one of the things that amazed me when my mom was cooking is how she knead the flour. And when she knead it so smooth and nice, and then she cover it up with a towel. And I always watching that because I said, I want to see what she's doing. I'm in the kitchen now because I want to see. And when the water boiling now and she go back in the kitchen, take off the towel and she knead it up some more. And she take off little pieces and she start making the dumpling. And the way she put it in the middle of her hand and the way she kneading it. I said, this is amazing. And one day I said to my mom, can I have a little piece because I want to do what you're doing? And she gave me a little piece and I'm watching her and I'm kneading it. So man, I'm telling you, we are an amazing people, sisters and brothers. And we just want to teach the children. And me as a mother and a grandmother, that's what I like. I like to let my kids, they see what I'm doing when I'm in the kitchen, whether it's laundry, whether I'm cleaning the house, whether I'm doing the garden. So, they can also learn things because sometimes kids are amazed, just like when I was a little kid and I'm saying, what is that? How did they do that? Even when before I leave Jamaica and come to Florida, there's my mom, she crushes. And she crushed all these things. And I was always, and the way our finger was going fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish our hands were going fast and fast. But so I couldn't learn from her, doing that. So there was a neighbor that does it. And I went to her and I said, please show me. And man, that day when she showed me, it's like I went crazy. And I just want to do it. I wake up in the morning and I pick it up and I want to do it. So, but I really didn't, when I came to Florida, life, you're busy, you're working, you know how that is when you're there and you have to work and all that stuff. But that's something that I really enjoy sitting down. And when you start doing it, you don't want nobody to take you away from it. Just like when I'm doing my gardening and sometimes in the morning when I'm in Florida, I get up in the morning and I say, you know what, I'm going to do some stuff in the yard before time for me to cook some food to get ready for work and get like a hour, rest again and stuff. Sometimes it's hard for me to pull away from getting out of the garden to get back in the house and say, you know what, I'm going to do this. It's amazing. Because once I put my hand in that soil and I start pulling weeds and I start shifting pots or planting something else here, it's just amazing, sisters and brothers. We are an amazing people. We are beautiful people. The things that we do, and when we see our own work and stuff that our brothers and sisters do, we have to support them. These people, they're coming in, even in Africa here, and they're buying up all these things. Some of these people, if you go to their homes and see these things, your mouth will be open because you're saying, what the hell? Huh? Why is not in your house, my house? You see what I'm saying?
Just let me interject something. I don't know about you and all the folks on our family here watching this, but these faces, they look like people I know. Yeah. I saw three people. Or three faces. Now, look at this one right here.
Yeah, look.
This third one, the second one from the right.
Yeah.
I know somebody. I'm going to show you his face after the show. And how could you do this? And see, the thing is, we learn from each other. There was no Caucasian school that taught those people who are our people how to do what they did.
Nope.
And it wasn't just a little paintbrush.
No.
This is metal.
And they carve a lot of things out of wood.
Right. Of course, with that. They
carve a lot of things out of wood because even the mask and stuff is wood carving. But the way they do it, the iron that they use and the way they do it's amazing.
You know how old these things are too?
Yes.
And see, it speaks on our history. And the thing is, right now, they want to erase us from history. Yes,
that symbol.
Yeah,
it
have
a meaning.
Yeah,
everything that you see there that they does, it have a meaning. And if you go back and listen to the video that we did in Abri about a month ago at the Heart Center there, the young lady that was there, and I was talking to her. She was explaining and all these things and the meaning behind all the things, the chairs, what they are for, the kings and different things and all that stuff. She tells you everything about it. So if you want, you can go back and listen to that video that we did in Abri at the Heart Center. And we are going to go back there because we didn't get to go in the whole place because we wanted to walk up to the garden before it rained. And I tell you what, by the time we were there a little bit, I mean, we went to this other little young guy to get some plants, and the rain came pouring down that day. So we want to really go back. We told the young lady that we were going to come back, but it got late and we had to come home and stuff. So we didn't get to go back. So we are going to go back there because they have some beautiful pieces there. I'm telling you, it's really amazing. Yes.
Yeah. Like I was saying, they want to erase us out of history, but first they have to disconnect us from our history. They never connected us with it. What little we know and what little we have is because of our own efforts and the efforts of our sisters and brothers who made the connection and made the effort to bring it to light. They don't want this mighty and great history to be reconnected with us so the greatness can flow through our veins as it is now, but is misdirected. Our creativity is used against us now in the decadent rap themes and songs and words, and not just rap, but the music. The entertainment is there to break us down morally, not build us up as it would when we reconnect. Yes, on the African continent, there were tribal disputes and different things. Yes. But overall, we are not a hateful people. We're not a hateful people against each other like that. Right? And so overall, I mean, come on. Look at them who everywhere they go to destroy everything. But they're gonna look to disconnect us and erase us away from our history, and then it'll be easy to get rid of us because we won't know how great we are. We all have a talent, whether it's cooking or whether it's sculpturing or whether it's running a business or empire or being a leader to bring people together through what we see as far as our vision is concerned, what direction we need to be taking. But where we are now, we are steeped in this decadent, low vibrational mindset, and we think that that's our culture. And most of us and many of us are embarrassed. Look at that. I know somebody's grandmama look just like that with them puffy cheeks. You know what I mean? This is something we can identify with. But most of us and many of us are bleaching our skin, wearing the other hair. And yes, there are cultures in the motherland where they put on pieces of hair and add on that. But the way it is now, it's like we don't want to be ourselves. If you see artwork like this in your home and your children come up seeing it, they're not embarrassed of the beautiful features that we have, the full lips. But you're made to feel embarrassed about that. But those people who make you feel that way about yourself, they're getting the Botox shots in their lips. Many of us are bleaching our skin to think that we can become more acceptable, or if I'm a little lighter, somebody will feel more attracted to me, and maybe I have a good relationship because I'm lighter. It has nothing to do with that. It's your moral integrity, what you are on the inside. But we're so misled, and as much as we say this, and half the said it, a lot of us, it's so embedded and saturated in us that we're just going to reject it. And that's what they want. Look, the outfits that we have, we get the fabric. It's not hard to create, but we'll go spend hundreds and sometimes thousands on these outfits that have another person's name, if you know what I mean, on it. And we wear that name and we say it back and kick it back. Oh, this is the best designer in the world. But where are they getting their ideas from? Half the time they're getting the ideas from us and what we're doing. But they don't say that, and that is what they do. We have a direct connection to whatever you want to call it. Whether you call it God, Creator, Most High, Supreme Being. For you to see this, and some of the things I've seen out here, there might be some poor little guy, and I hate to say poor, but he may not have lots of money, but he's doing this stuff, and people come swoop down and give him pennies on the dollar for it. And they envy that. So since they can't do it themselves, reflective of their rich culture. This is not just, a statue or something. It has meaning. This is history we're looking at. Why can't we know about this? Praise the Creator for inspiring our ancestors to put this in metal, of course, wood, that we can see something that looks like us, because if we didn't even have this that would stand up against the test of time, many of us would dismiss that we were nothing except a wild bunch of savages waiting to be enslaved, and we should thank the slave master, the slave catchers, for bringing us into civilization so we can be dope heads, so we can be hoochies, so we can be thugs, so we can be people who aim our genitals at the wrong orifice that will not bring life. It is what it is. Look at what we've been turned into. And many of us will go back. And the people who I've seen who've come here on a visit, they didn't really want to come here. They felt better about going to Europe. They felt better about going to Rome. They felt better about going to Greece, and they brag about it. But oh no, they're not going to come here. But those places that I mentioned raped and robbed everything here, and you'd be surprised what they have in their homes. And they will spend that money too. They will spend large sums of money that we may not have, but we won't even pursue to try to understand. This place here should be packed. And I know it's going to do much better because of the location where the tourists are, where they are now, right? But this place should be packed. Where are the teachers who are saying, you know what? Let's do a tour in the Bronze Kingdom, and let me do a little research and get trade to teach us interesting things about ourselves. But yet the people who Kanye had the problem with, that used the people who look like us to put the filthy lyrics out there, they wouldn't dare. Because just like Raw Reality said, let me go pull that comment up. Let me go pull this up. Okay, let me see. Where is it? Okay, here it is. I put it up before. We are not just amazing. We are the true gods and goddesses. White people know this, which is what they do not want us to find out, because they are feeding off of our talent and energy. Look at this, right up until the present, where you see Marvin Gaye and just look at that. That's part of our culture even now. Going to the barbershop. Brothers were talking about Muhammad Ali in a picture of him right before he passed away. That was the last photo of him. You see what I mean? Like who thought that up? That's something you can look at. You know? Oh, I love that one. So I kept the camera on it. You know? Exactly. It would be a great field trip. And it would stoke the imagination. Look, a father adjusted the time for his son. Michael Jackson. We don't even need to deal with any of them. We can focus on ourselves. The visuals. There he is, the owner right there. Yeah. And I interviewed him. Yeah. And I'll drop the link actually. Yeah, just repost. Somebody in there said repost. Brother Lance, repost the video. Right. Yeah, and I think that's a great thing. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, because we have to see these things. Our children need to see these things, you know, because a lot of our children don't know, you know, their history. Yeah. And a lot of older people don't know their history. So they need to see these things. It's beautiful. It's amazing. We are an amazing people. Or, you know, we are so brainwashed that even when we were growing up, and sometimes people see you, I'm telling you, we are messed up because of these people. Because, you know, when you're growing up and somebody, even when I came to Florida, and as a Jamaican, and you come to Florida and somebody see you in a dress and it have too much pretty as what them would have say, oh, you dress up pretty. Or I want so much flowers or whatever and stuff like that. Why you want to wear them stuff there and stuff like that? But that's us. I just want to say, while we have this part of the video showing.
That's the owner.
Yes, he's the owner. This is one black man that did so much with his vision. He's not 20 years old anymore. But when you see what he's done with this whole Bronze Kingdom idea, that's one black man that could have been shot down as a young boy. That's one black man who could have been drug addicted and overdosed and not around anymore. And you know, when you hear his story, he was well aware of what goes on in the world. But many of us would see him and not know who he is because of what he's manifested and not even give him any respect. And that's a damn shame. We should see greatness in each other, even when the actual individual person doesn't see the greatness in them. We need to see it in them because each and every one of us as black women, black men, we have this. It's not just to procreate and just be a baby mama laying around and just have a nondescript life.
We are all here on a journey, but
exactly.
we have to know what is our purpose, why we're here. You know, that's one of the things we have to know why. Just just check out yourself and search within yourself. Why am I here? What this journey that I'm on? You know, what's my purpose? You know, we have so much to sit down on a daily basis, instead of the gossiping, the foolishness and all this stuff.
No, I don't do that.
You know, we have, we have so much talent in our brain here. We have so much going on. When we look, it's just amazing when I see these things. It brings chills to my body and the people that going in there. And this is not a joke, you know, brothers and sisters. These people are going in there, scraping up our artwork that our brothers and sisters done. Look at the creation. Look what they have done. It's amazing. It's amazing. And you go to
this wasn't overnight.
Yeah, and you go to all these different countries, Ghana, Nigeria, all these different countries in Africa. You're gonna see these things that our brothers and sisters do. You go to the Caribbean, like Jamaica. I don't know about the other Caribbean island because I haven't been to one of them, but I know in Jamaica they do a lot of artwork. It's amazing what our people on the continent do. It's so amazing. There was a gentleman that I was watching on YouTube, and he's in Jamaica. I don't remember his name. If I remember his name, I would put it in there. And when I find the video, I'll let Brother Lance post it. This man, you all need to look at his hard work that he's doing in Jamaica. That man is, I'm telling you, it's just so amazing what we can do and what people continue doing, but we don't respect it. We don't respect our brothers and sisters them that doing this. We shout on them and some of us, I don't want that in my house. I do not want that in my house. What do I want that in my house for? That's a mess. I don't want, and that's how some of us as a people act, because we don't want to identify ourselves as an African brother or a sister. A lot of us, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of us don't want to do that. And that's why we won't bring these things in our home. You see what I'm saying? If somebody give you a piece of these things, you will take your time and either throw it in the garbage or find somebody to give it to, and you don't know the value of it. I'm telling you, some of us, you will have a friend, a close friend to us, or somebody give us something and we take it and give it to somebody. That is disrespect, you know, to do things like that. You look at it, look at the artwork, look at the thing, look at the mass, and look on you. Look, who are you? Huh? Mm-hmm. We need to find ourselves. We need to know ourselves, brothers and sisters. And don't stand back and let all these people come and buy out all these other people coming and buying these things. They're buying them out. They come in and they're buying them out. That's why I tell you, this man go to International Drive. These people just going to come in. They don't care how much for it. They're going to buy it. Some of them don't care if they have to put it on a credit card. I'm not saying you to go there and put it in a credit card, but they don't care if they have to do that. But at the moment when they're on vacation, they are going to do it because they have to have it shipped back to their home. I'm telling you, they'll have a whole floor in their house and the whole place is filled with these things. And people come in and their friends come in. Now they're showing out on the friends. You see these things? Look at them. And the friends will say, where did you get this from? And you know what? They'll be flying to Orlando or to Africa, wherever, what country in Africa, to get these pieces and get them shipped, because I've seen them out here and they're talking to the people and they're talking about getting the stuff them wrapped, shipped, and send back. to the US. I see that here. So I know what I'm talking about. So we as a people, we have to embrace our culture. We have to embrace these things because they are ours and they are our people. You see what I'm saying? They are our people that are doing it. When you go and you see a brother or a sister doing these work and carve, man, you just want to hug them. You just want to love them. You just want to sit down and chat with them. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I really enjoyed that day that we were at the Brand Kingdom. And we've been there more than one time. And Troy show us around, carry us around and talking to the owner and all that stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing. We have been there several times. Brother Grunge? Yes. Brother Grunge.
Do the research.
Yes.
Do the research.
He always said, do the research. Every time, all the time, do the research.
No, but see, the thing is with him, he would show you up, not purposely to defame you, but saying do the research is shutting up and exposing the frauds that want to come out with this, all they talk about is spirituality and ancestors and spiritual, but get to the damn point. Did you read a book? Did you research? Because see, a lot of frauds out here will put on the ankh and put on the kente cloth and put on this and that and speak in terms that are not definite. We need to learn. That's like going to the math class in elementary school and the teacher saying, you know, math is a good thing. You know, math we need to have so we can tell us some math so we know how to do it. Stop all this other. That's why they can only go but so far. But when you do the research and pick up a book instead of trying to be a cult member, it'll separate you from the frauds. That's all I'll say.
And it's so amazing, you know, and I don't think we go through the whole place to look at everything there that they had there either.
There's so many back rooms.
And he bring in, it's like he bringing stuff every week, and even the clothing and all the stuff he bringing from different country, and it's, man, I'm telling you, I really enjoyed my little tour at this place, and they let us in. I think at that time we didn't have to. You have to pay to get in there.
No, but they let us do it because they knew I was going to do a little exposure and stuff. Yeah.
Look at that piece right there. Just look at it. It's amazing. It's amazing, man. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, I hope, you know, that you're really enjoying this. And I'm going to remind Brother Lance to repost the video. So
yeah, I'm going to put it in the community section of the YouTube channel. Yes. And probably in the comment section also, so it stays with this video that we did, so you can go back and see those. But always look at the community section of on the YouTube channel. Sometimes I forget to post there, but I'll always like add on these other videos that you want to see, because this was a couple of years ago. And like I said, it's a beautiful thing. I'm glad that everything that I've done, and I'm not even saying this to bring any attention to myself, I'm just glad when I look back that I put the effort in. Because it wasn't always. We take the time out, even though we had a busy schedule with work and all that stuff. Yeah, you know, we really we're working our asses off. We take our time out to, you know, usually do a lot, and for me, one of the things that I really miss in Orlando, me and Brother Lance, and I would really want to. This is something that I really always want to do. And, you know, we'll see how things work out while we're here, because, you know, who say you have to stay one place, you know? It's so, the world is such a big place that you can move and go wherever you want to go. But my thing when I was in Orlando, I like to get up on a Saturday morning and I start doing it from Friday. I prepare it from Friday, start planning about it. So I start getting the things in from Friday, and like to cook stuff and cook the real food to bring to the people downtown Orlando and serve them from my car. And you know, they made it illegal. They'll ticket you or whatever you do that.
Yes,
it's crazy.
But you know what? We didn't even care what they were. We didn't even care. I get my cooler and everything, and I go in that kitchen, man. I used to cook big pots of brown stewed chicken.
Good stuff.
Cook rice.
No, but wait a second. You made stuff that anybody would want to eat. It wasn't like, oh, because they're homeless.
No, I didn't do that.
Yeah,
I did not do that because,
man, that was some good stuff you made.
Anything I go in the kitchen, if what I made for myself, that's what I want to serve the people. And we are here to serve, brothers and sisters, whether you believe it or not. We are here to serve. And this is where we come in. When we see people homeless, we get and say, we don't, look here, we are just blue collar people working, me and Brother Lance. You know, understand what I'm saying? But when you go, when you see the need, if I have to take my mortgage money and go and buy food and go and serve the people, I am going to do it. I'm that type of person. If I have to take off the shoes off of my foot and walk barefoot, I am going to serve. I'm going to give it. I'm going to serve that person. I will do it. Just like when we're growing up, and if I see a child barefoot when we're going to school and I have shoes and I take my shoes off and walk barefoot with them too. That's how I am. I will give the last. That's me. That's how I am, you know, as a person. If somebody come to my home and said to me, you know what, that thing is really nice. I love it. And I see I say, do you want it? And they'll say, are you sure? You don't have to. I say, oh, it's yours. I like to serve. I'm not just here to.
But see, no, that's great, right? And you know, I'm the same way. You know, even though I talk tough, whatever, but I will make a correction on that. When the spirit hits you and you know it's right, you do it, right? Because we're here to serve, but we're not here to be used.
I know that.
Right.
I know that.
When you speak these words, there will be people who play that game to use you. But you must know what your spirit talk to you the right way.
The people, you know that I'm not stupid. I know. I know. But we are here to serve. And when I see a need, I'm gonna do. That's me. You know, and that's what I said I miss about, you know, being in Orlando and the people. And when you go around the people, like one night I came home from work. I got home like, I think it was
Remember when
like
we brought
12.
those covers
It was
and
like
stuff?
12 a.m. and Lance get home about 1 from work. And he said, oh, we need to go downtown and help out these people. Like it's cold outside.
We did a video on that too.
It's very cold. And I tell you, brothers and sisters, he didn't have to say another word. I was tired, but he didn't have to say another word. We full.
No, my spirit hit me that night.
Car, the trunk, the back seat was full. The trunk of the car, all my good comforters, bedspreads, everything, my new stuff, my good stuff. I packed the car, sanitary pads, toothpaste, toothbrush, you know, all the body wash, everything, food stuff.
And the women were so appreciative because those things.
There was so many people, they were grateful, you know, for things. And that's why I say we are here on a journey and there's a lot of need. And when you're in your community and if you see a need and you can do it, you know, it's not everybody can do it and everybody's mind is not there, but you know, you see the need in your community and help even with your, you know, the older folks. Those are one of my concern too about the older folks. And that was one of my plans before I leave Orlando. And I said, we in Orlando, there's something I usually tell Brother Lance, that's something that I really want to do with those people there, the older people that can't come out. And then when I heard people were saying that some of the older folks, they'll give them a little bit like 20. I don't know if it's true. Like the food stamp that they give them is nothing much for them to even buy their food. And some of them can't even manage with their bills because, you know, whatever little social security they're getting can't meet the needs. And I said, that is something that, you know, we could do. I would get a couple older people that we see in the community and pack baskets, you know, on a Friday or a Saturday and deliver it to their doors. There's so many things that we can do to help out, you know, so many things. You don't have to have $1 million, you know, it's not about that, but wherever you see the need and you can really help, you know, it's just a beautiful thing. It's just a beautiful thing. Let us support our community, our people, our brothers and sisters. Let's look out for the children. you know, when they're coming home. If you are home and you're not at work, look out for them when they get off the school bus. You know, just stand outside, make sure they get in their house safe and all that stuff. Do something. It's not about we dressing up on a Saturday morning and a Sunday morning and walking into the church door, who driving the best car, who wearing the best shoes, the most expensive shoes, the most expensive dress and hat and the hairstyle and all that stuff. It's not about that. It's and bringing how much money you can put in the tithe envelope and how much money you're throwing in the plate, loose money and all that stuff. You know, it's about you taking that money and helping your neighbor. It's how Jesus or God or Christ, whatever they're telling you in the church, don't need money. And they said, bring your tithes and the offering into the storehouse. Hey, what are we proving? You know, what storehouse? What storehouse? You understand? You know what? We have to think for ourselves. We have to think for ourselves and we say, and stop and say, wait a minute, really and truly, because, you know, when you go to church, okay, I used to have a book. When I go to church, when I'm in Florida and I used to go to church, I used to write down every scripture that the pastor put out. I write it down because I know they'll turn things around and say things. So you need to search it for your darn self and say, you know, and tell you think, what this really mean? And checking out different, what is the meaning of this? What's this and stuff like that. But now you come to know, you say, wait a minute, these people are friggin' wicked. You know, they say all these things and to get people money and reel people in. I'm telling you, it's a dangerous world we're living in. I was watching this video in Kenya with this pastor. I know a lot of people see it because it's on CNN and it's all over the place. And it's a cult thing where he told the people them, I would have to let Brother Lance probably, you know, I think I sent him the video, but that's we could do that the next day. So it's a topic for our next day, but I'm just going to say a little part of it where he really in these people and let they quit their job and school and everything and sell what they have and all these things and get to find out, you know, I'm not going to talk about the whole thing, but how many people die right now, buried in shallow graves all over the place. And this man, wicked, have plans to the people. What was he going to do? What was him and his wife? What was their plan? Where they were going to run away with this money and all these things? You know, it's so much wickedness on this earth. So, you know, we need to check ourselves and say, you know what? I'm not going to take my money, my hard work money and go give these people. For what? Go help neighbor, go help those children. Maybe they need a uniform to go to school or some books or whatever, college fee, whatever it may be. Somebody need help. You know, why we carrying all this money and give to them and we don't know where our money going and they're getting richer and richer. They can drive their Rolls Royce, they this, they that, and they have how many homes, they layer jets and all this stuff. And we have our people suffering. And a lot of it too. It's our own people them that preaching to us and getting all this money and we're running behind them and we think they are God. And that's why these people get caught up in this mess. I'm telling you, that's why people get caught up in this mess. And people running around talking about their profits, they need to shut their mouth. Pastors putting up on billboards and stuff, they are prophets and all this stuff. Who give you that?
They're prophets. It all depends how you spend it. Spell it. Profit. Profit, money.
Who give you that title? Because I know people like, look. People like Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, and Bob Marley, and them. It's people say, you know, this is a prophet, you know, that come and teaching us. Marcus Garvey was inspire all these people. You understand what I'm saying? Do we get the credit for it? Do we get the credit for all? And the people that are not giving it to him. And now people jumping around and talking about their profit. Y'all need to sit your ass down. Do what you need to do. We here on a journey. We have work to do to help our people and stop bragging and bigging up yourself like you everything in this world. Yeah, you got to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. That's not what I'm talking about. It's the way we go out there and we're bragging so much that we are a prophet. You're losing your mind. You lose yourself. You don't know who you are. So we need to find ourselves and know what purpose are we here for. And the journey that we are on, what we are going to do about it, and that we don't get left out, and we got to keep coming around, and don't think that the people them that do the right thing, you and them going to end up in the same place. No, it's not going to happen like that. We got to do what we need to do now on this plane, and check yourself out and find out what you're here for. What is your purpose, brothers and sisters? Check that out. You know, we need to teach our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren and want them to come after. They need to learn. They need to learn all of this. You see what I'm saying? So right now we got to support our people and do what we need to do. Not the past them that jumping around that we supporting with our money. I would rather you take your money and go to some of these art places and buy some of these art and put in your house and see how beautiful they are, and go stand up against them and see how beautiful you are. Stop bleaching your skin. Stop doing the things that you're doing, the madness, the long eyelash blinding you, the fake hair killing you, but you know, dragging you down. You're beating your head all day long. No. Those things are not important. Feel good about yourself. Wake up and feel good about yourself. This is my hair on my head and I feel good about it. This is my eyelash that I born in this world with. I'm going to keep it like that. Those things don't impress me. Long nails and all that stuff, those things don't impress me. You understand what I'm saying? Me, what impressed me? Nature. I love nature. You understand what I'm saying? Going out there in nature. That's what's keeping me alive and well. You see what I'm saying? And when I touch these trees, when I touch these plants, I miss my plants when I don't see them. I am telling you, they are good for me. They help me. I can sit down and I can say, you know what? I can do this over there. I can put that. Right now, ask Brother Lance. All weekend I'm here, I'm thinking about fruit trees. And I'm searching where I can get these kind of fruit trees that I need here in Ghana. And I saw some and I said, you know what? I'm going to get these fruit trees because I need them to be, and a lot of them, not one of the thing, you know, some of them that I want like 10 of them because I want to line them up in a row. If you come to my house and if you visit, you're supposed to go out there and eat any amount of fruits that you want, any amount of fruits that you want. You're supposed to fill your stomach. Breakfast, you go out there and you can go and fill it, just picking fruits off the tree and just eating. By the time you finish out there, you don't want no breakfast again. You may come in and say, I'll get some water or some tea or whatever. That's how it is. That's how it's supposed to be. When I was growing up, and it was, everything is for a season, like mangoes coming a certain time of the year. And man, we used to get the buckets, the 5-gallon buckets, and we used to fill it on mango and we fill it with water. And man, we get down in mangoes and we eat when we come home from school, and my mom cook and we don't want to eat no food. Sometimes we eat the food for breakfast because the mangoes. And when it's sugar cane, we eating all this sugar cane. When it's corn, we used to plant corn. And when it's corn, we roasting corn, we're boiling corn in soup. We just eating the boiled corn and with the roast corn. And man, it's amazing. Nature is amazing. We are here to take care of nature, do what we need to do, brothers and sisters. Don't pay anybody else no mind. Just put your mind where it's supposed to be. Do what you need to do. You see all these brothers and sisters that down in their artwork, man, they were into it and they're still into it, doing it, the darn thing. How beautiful these things are. It's amazing. It's amazing, brothers and sisters. But I'm not going to take up all your time. I just want it to be juicy and nice. And I'm going to let Brother Lance talk to you all, you know. But it's always such a pleasure talking to you all.
No, I see that this interview here is only 10 minutes long. I probably just want to run this live. I'm still going to drop the link, but I want to play a little piece of this so you can hear it. And if you, I want you to give me the feedback if you can actually hear it. Okay, so I'm going to expose the screen. And okay, there it is right there. I'm going to make it a little bigger now so you can see it bigger. And I'm going to hit for it to play. Let me know if you can hear this.
This is Rolfin Bennett from the Bronze Kingdom, and you're listening to the LANCESCURV Show.
You are now listening to the LANCESCURV Show, the boldest spot on internet radio.
Welcome to the kingdom. Welcome to Bronze Kingdom. Bronze Kingdom is actually is the largest collection of African bronze in the world. And I am Rolvin Bennett. I'm the collector. I spent the past 40 years putting this collection together, and I'm very pleased to be in Orlando, Florida, bringing all these wonderful artifacts, not only to Orlando, but to the world. So I started out, people always want to know, how did you get started with this? And I said, well, 40 years ago, I bought a mask. That's right, just one mask. Today I have over 4,000 pieces, but it started with a single mask. And this mask kept calling to me. I was on my way to work. I'd just gotten out of school. I was on my way to work. And every day I'd pass by this gallery. And this one mask was in there. And this mask was a Cuba mask. I didn't know at the time. It was just something that I thought was just really, really interesting. Didn't have any money for any mask or anything like that. But I kept going in every day. Finally, the owner came up to me and said, hey, you come in here every day. Why do you come in here every day? And just look at one lens. He said, I have all these wonderful pieces. You look at this one thing. I said, you know, I don't know. I'm drawn to it for some reason. He said, why don't you just buy it? I said, hey, man. I said, I can't afford to buy any mask. He said, you come in here every day. Either I have to, find a way to get this to you, give you a job, something. I said, man, I got a job. That's why I'm passing by here every day. So he says, okay, tell you what. He says, tell me what you have in your pocket. And I said, uh-oh. So this is back in the day before ATM. So it was Friday, and I had my money for the next 2 weeks. So that's what we did. We cashed our check back then, and we take out the money we needed for the next week or two because we didn't want to go back to the bank. So I had about $50 on me. And the mask was $200 or $300 at the time. I said, my rent was $200. I just want to keep things in their proper perspective, okay? So there was no mask in my future. So he said, no. I said, no, I really don't have anything. And he says, well, tell me, really, what do you have in your pocket? I said, well, I got about $50. He said, give me $50. Give me that $50 and take the mask. Now, you think that may have been an easy decision for me to make, but that was my food money for the next 2 weeks. So it wasn't so easy for me to make. But I made the decision, and I gave the money for the mask, and he gave me the mask. And from there, all of this happened. So then it was another one and another one, and I was just really consumed by Africa and its history and the legacy. And so what I come to find out, really what I was doing is I was searching for my legacy, my culture. 40 years ago, we were broken away from our culture. And now I was searching back then, 40 years, for some way to connect back with my African culture. We all know that, African Americans are of African descent, but we don't really know what that means. Well, it's more of a title than like when Europeans are saying they're from Ireland or from Scotland or they're from Germany. They have a real sense of what that means. We do not. We have to change that. And I was looking for that. So one of the things the Bronze Kingdom wants to do is be a catalyst for actually reconnecting African Americans with their African culture, with their African relatives back in Africa. Imagine that. Imagine if we could take what was torn apart 400 years ago, this month, by the way, August of 1619 was when the first slaves arrived here on this continent. So imagine now, with the technology we have, that we now can reunite, not only with our culture, which would be the tribes and so forth that we're from, but imagine if we reunite with our relatives. That's right, we have relatives across the water. This is what we need to do. We need to take African Americans and Africans and become one, because we are one. And then I think with the power of the resources over there and the minds of understanding how to take how the Western world works, put the two of them together, we will take our rightful place on this continent. I mean, on this world. And so I just want to be a catalyst in that. I hope that this art, as African Americans come here, and I want the world to come here, because I want to say something else. Everyone, that means Europeans, Chinese, South Americans, all of us are Africans. Because Africans are the first people. This is where it all started. All you have to do is trace your history far enough back, and where you'll end up is in Africa. So with that, I want the African Americans to really understand that what you see when they come here, what you see when you come here, is art now. But these artifacts weren't created to be art. These artifacts were actually used in rituals and ceremonies, and they were part of everyday life. So this is our culture, our history, our legacy. We must now learn this, because, you know, if a European is from Germany, he knows German culture. If they're from Scotland, they know Scottish culture. We don't know our culture as African Americans. We have to fix that. That's very important. And we can start here at the Bronze Kingdom, because one of the things we do is that we have these pieces here, and we tour folks, and we give them the information of how these pieces were used and where they come from, and who are the people using them. And we put things in their proper context. We also do something that's a little bit different as well. Many of the stories that are being told about how these pieces are and what's important have been decided by other people, okay? We take a totally different view. We let the Africans tell us what's important and tell us what the stories are. And those are the things that we recount here. And many of them are far different than the stories you may read in the books or the things that have been told before. But we're confident and we're happy to tell the stories of the Africans. And so for us, we invite everybody to come out here, take some time, because we have about 16,000 square feet. So there's a lot to take in. We ask folks to come out. Come out, get your DNA tested. Find out where you come from. Find out the pieces that we have. Find out the ones that come from your culture, from where you come from. And then find out how you can become part of the story. Because each one of these pieces has a history. Some of them go back 400 years. That story is continuing to be told. If you acquire some of these pieces, maybe not the ones 400 years old, but if they're 25, 40, 50 years old, you acquire one of these pieces, guess what? It becomes your responsibility to tell this story. And because you've acquired it, you now become part of the story. This is your legacy. And there's no other art anyplace else that you can buy as an African American that can do that. So I think that's it for now, huh? I gotta go. All right. Okay. All right.
I truly appreciate you, brother.
All right.
You mean a lot to our culture.
Yes.
And you're doing a phenomenal work. And
All
you
right.
empower me every day, even if I don't see you every day.
Right.
You empower me every day.
Thank you.
so
Thank you for
much.
that.
All right.
I appreciate you. All right. And I have to tell you, we are particularly proud that this month in Orlando Magazine, their Best of Orlando edition, that Bronze Kingdom, in our second year of existence, was named Best Art Gallery in Orlando. This is huge. I mean, there are some phenomenal art galleries here. And for us, and basically are in infancy, to be able to get this designation. And this was what makes it particularly special. This is not something that editors pick or individuals pick. This was voted by their readers. The readers of the magazine selected us. We didn't even know this was going on. So we didn't even lobby for it. Many lobbied for it. We didn't. We didn't even know what's going on. So, yeah, so come on to Bronze Kingdom, now voted the best art gallery in Orlando.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at LANCESCURV.com and follow SCURV on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under LANCESCURV.
Yes, everybody, we're still here. We just want to show that short interview with our brother. And again, when I was listening to it, it was like, wow, nostalgic, because once I do a piece of work, meaning that once I do an interview or anything and edit it up and throw it up, I'm on to the next one, And it just made me wish that I had spent more time, but he was very busy. That was a long time he spent with me.
Yeah, he was very busy because he's always traveling and doing all kind of different things,
exactly.
you know, and to get all these pieces. And he was all over the place. He was visiting the continent a lot. So
that's right.
It was really good that we get to see him that day. That was a really good interview. And man,
yes, let me just get a sound check.
I was there that day.
If you can hear the audio, I know you can, but I just want to make a sound check. But go ahead, sweetheart.
Yeah, so that was amazing that we get to catch him that day and at that interview with him. Yes.
Yeah, and we actually made a time for it. I couldn't tell you exactly what time, but when we got there, he was so apologetic because, you know, there were some things that came up that he had to attend to, that he was like so sorry. And I said, listen, man, I'm going to hang out here and enjoy the place. And I'm going to go down the road, get something to eat. If I come back in 3 hours, because he said, maybe about 3 hours. And he said, maybe. He said, I'm sorry. I said, man, look at what you're doing. I pale in comparison to what you're doing here. I'm the one who is supposed to also sacrifice just to get this on tape. I'll wait all day. No, and you know I would. I think I called you and told you.
We were there.
You were there, but there was another thing. There's some more stuff that we had with them.
Yeah.
You know, we went there for that. What was the guy's name?
One day we went. We have that other one with, I can't remember.
It was fascinating.
That gentleman and Brother Grunch was the one that lined that up. Yeah, Brother Grunch was the one that lined that up.
What was the guy's name? Hirsch or something?
I have it on my.
I gotta find that video. Because then I'll drop it. That was fascinating.
Find it, you can put it in there for them. When you find it, yeah. But it's such a wonderful thing. Like we went there and our Brother Grunch lined up everything. It was
that one there dropped in my lap. I did not know how powerful and well known that person was historically, and with the things he told us about, you know, our history and everything like that. I'm going to drop that in the community section, also in the comments section below, because again, you know, not to toot horns or whatever, there's just so many videos that we've done, and to remember the titles, whatever.
Yeah, when you find it,
yeah,
you can drop it in there, and because we're gonna wrap it down because the time flew so fast, you know. Like, I mean, it's always such amazing to have our beautiful brothers and sisters here, you know, with us all the time, and just relaxing with us, and you know,
and again, sorry, question. I was just thinking, I'm sorry I'm going to repost it in the community section of this YouTube channel, and I'm going to drop it in the comments section of this YouTube channel, and the other one with the interview with the historian whose name slips me, but the world will never acknowledge him because of the things, and he is well versed in this stuff. Like I said, you know, anybody that I know, even if it's a remote interview over the screen, if you all know anybody that really is important, turn me on to them. Say, hey, reach out to this person. If you want to do it, fine. but I'll do the interview. It's not like I have to schedule it 3 weeks in advance. It may be something later on that day if they're free. This is what I do. You know what I mean? And I'm just so glad that, you know, the effort that we made then to do something like this, that other people are like, I ain't going to go there. I'm tired. Let's go hang out or what. No. And you know, when I get work, meaning video footage, I can't sleep. I got to do it that night, even if you don't see it till the next day. It's like, it's in my spirit. Like, man, I got to get this out. I got to show this to the people, even if it's something funny. But the good stuff, and I will say too, also, the gentleman that I met on the Chocho yesterday, the man who spoke like 6-7 languages, me and him just connected. We went deep in the conversation, and he's going to contact me back, and I got to get him on the show. And this guy has traveled all over the world. Simple guy, not simple, stupid like that. I'm just saying he's not putting on airs, but for something about him, we just started talking, right? He was born on the continent, traveled all over the world. And I thought at first he was like a Jamaican or something like that, but no, his linguistics, man, his language, it was just, and what we went so deep. I gave him my card, number and everything. I said, man, you got to contact me, man. I will come hang out with you the whole day. Maybe me and him and Lily Fine would just do a walk and talk and let him talk. I'll keep the camera on him. You'll see the background. We drop some knowledge. That's the kind of stuff I want to do. I don't want to just do the clown stuff. You know what I mean? No. You know, we talk about our points and everything, but at this point in my life, there's even more of a sense of urgency. And like I say, this is what we live. This is not a gimmick to get attention, whatever. I truly enjoy this because knowing that there's a lot of our history and a lot of our connections and a lot of the awareness that we should have about each other who are doing things worthwhile will be lost. They will take us off their algorithms. They'll make it where we're not seen. Even this channel, they're removing subscribers. They're pushing us to the side where we don't come up in searches, but I'm not stopping. This is my passion. How dare they? We're bigger than YouTube. And I'm not saying on some ego level, but my little tiny teensy weensy part that I'm supposed to do, I'm going to do it full force. You see what I mean? Mr. SCURV, I'll cut you off. I'm sorry. But I want you to wrap it up. Just wrap it up. I don't want to go, but I'll say let's wrap it up.
Yes. My lovely brothers and sisters out there this Sunday morning, I hope wherever you are, y'all are doing well, feeling good. I know you're going to go back a lot. You probably, if you're not going to work, you're probably going to go rest back. Yes, get your rest because we have to do that. We have to do our self-care, our self-love. Yes. I want y'all to do that. Make sure y'all take care of yourself. I just want to say greetings to everyone that wasn't here when we just started out. You know, our good morning to you all.
Synovia.
You know, much love to you all, and thank you all for stopping by. I hope you all enjoy the video. Share it out with your friends and family, and go check out the art, and you know, support our people, support our people. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe and
share the work. Share the work.
Just share out the work.
That's the easy part.
You know,
we already did the hard part for you.
Yes.
If you like it, you know, because I'm a little bizarre in some of my shows.
You can join the Patreon, other families on the Patreon. So, you know, whatever we put there, you know, that we don't put out there on YouTube, y'all can see it. So enjoy your day. Y'all have a beautiful one. Much love to y'all. Take care of yourself, brothers and sisters. Y'all are amazing out there. A lot of us don't know it, but we all are amazing people. We are beautiful, wonderful people. So
yes,
we are unique, you know. So we just keep on doing what you're doing, and you know, spread the love and support. You know.
I will say that we usually do conference calls after, and lots of times, like, I'll come on a little bit and I have to skedaddle because of the time difference. I know we have a lot of things to do, but I know the enthusiasm for this particular episode was so high. If everybody who's in the chat room here or watching want to continue the conversation, you can go there now, right? And the number is 321-521-2515 if you're in the States. Now, if you want to call in from anywhere else in the world, this is how you do it. You go to LANCESCURV.com, my website, LANCESCURV.com. You'll see the header that says LANCESCURV. You'll see a video. You'll see the chat room, right? And on top, below that, you'll see the same number. Just click that. You don't have to call anything. So you can go directly into the conference line, right? On your tablet, on your computer, on your phone, like it's a call. Just follow the prompts and just get right on in. And you will not be charged anything. There's no long distance charges with this number, with clicking in directly into the system, and you can talk for hours and hours if you choose to do so, because I know this is early on in the day over there on the East Coast, which I honor for my shows. And I'm 4 hours ahead. For me, it's 11:41. So I know it's 7:41 over there, and it may be too early. But if you want to chat a little bit, I'll be on for a couple minutes to start the conversation. Maybe I can get Mr. SCURV to come in and say hi to everybody who wants to come in. Y'all talk to me all the time. Maybe she can give 2 or 3 minutes of a conversation to bait y'all to get in, but we do have some things to do. But the energy that we have is, I hate to make it stop, you know, when we go on a show. Just like when you're in the YouTube chat room, the chat room ends when the show ends. But on LANCESCURV.com, we have our own chat room that you can continue to talk with those, but you have to get people to come on there to have somebody to chat with. It's not always where it's populated. So anyway, I'm going to play one song. I'm going to leave this banner up so that you can, you know, find your way there. And again, if you're outside of the United States, go to LANCESCURV.com, scroll down until you see this number, click on it, and that's all you have to do. But anyway, much love. I know we're going to play these this favorite song. I play it all the time. If there's anybody that we missed inside the chat room, it's because we were kind of operating things over here and pushing buttons and everything. I didn't mean to ignore anybody. I like to acknowledge everybody, but you know I love you all. Mr. SCURV loves you all. And here we go. Come meet us in the conference line. I'll be here for a few minutes. I'm not going to stay long. The SCURV has a lot of chores for me to do today, and hopefully she'll come on in too for a second to say hi if you come on in. Much love to you all, and I'll see you